Hi there folks, on today's episode of Airgun Reporter, we're going to check out the .177 caliber Gamo Silent Stalker Whisper, an upgrade to the original best-selling Whisper with some added new improvements. First, let's go over some specs and then we'll get her on the test bench. The original Whisper gets a makeover and a power plant upgrade in Gamo Silent Stalker. On the outside, you'll find the same tactical style ambidextrous thumbhole stock found on similar Gamo rifles, like the Silent Cat and Whisper VH models. The Gamo branded IGT or Inert Gas Technology piston offers the same all-season performance you'd expect from this type of power plant. Unlike a conventional metal spring, the IGT can be used in cold weather and left cocked indefinitely, although we don't recommend this for safety reasons. But it does make sense for hunting by eliminating the movements typical of loading a break barrel. If you are stalking prey in the field or woods and have the rifle cocked, please be sure to call upon your safe hunting practices and common sense. The familiar ND52 noise dampener can be found on the end of the 18-inch shrouded barrel and has proven in the past to make these rifles super stealthy and to also aid in cocking, which, as advertised, will take 32 pounds of effort. The rifle is surprisingly lightweight at just over 7 pounds and measures 43 inches from the rubber recoil pad to the tip of the noise dampener. The fiber optic sight on the ND52 noise dampener is fixed and the rear one is adjustable for windage and elevation. These sights light up very nicely, making target acquisition quick and easy when the rifle is shouldered swiftly. The Silent Stalker package also includes a 3-9x40 fixed objective scope and one-piece mount. And finally, the rifle comes with Gamo's 2-stage adjustable smooth action trigger unit. The Silent Stalker Whisper promises a velocity of 1,300 feet per second using their lead-free PBA ammo. Our results were a little bit different. You have to understand, we don't have a scientific chronograph here at the studio, plus the altitude here is over 1,800 feet above sea level. So take those into consideration when you see our results. Using PBA ammo, we've got a low velocity number of 1,148 feet per second, a high of 1,196, an average of 1,178, an extreme spread of 47 feet per second, and a standard deviation of 17 feet per second. We also went ahead and tested it with Kodiak pellets. Those are a 10.65 grain pellet, and the results for that were a low velocity number of 815 feet per second, a high of 832, an average of 823, an extreme spread of 16 feet per second, and a standard deviation of only 5 feet per second. With that pellet, we got 16 foot-pounds of energy. With the PBA ammo, we've got 14.5 foot-pounds of energy, which is impressive for a lead-free pellet. Next up, we wanted to test the accuracy of the Silent Stalker Whisper, and that's where it all counts, so let's go ahead and check it out. The cocking effort of the Silent Stalker Whisper, in my opinion, appears to be less than the online specs of 32 pounds, in part because the noise dampener gives you a good handhold and also that IGT power plant is very smooth throughout the break. The firing cycle feels solid, well dampened, and consistent, which indicates Gamo found a good balance between the rifle's size, weight, and the power of the gas ram. I only wished Gamo would include in this package a more rugged scope with an adjustable objective. Well, it looks like we have slightly less than 1/2 of an inch on this group. We were bag rested, our target out to 20 meters, and we used those Kodiak pellets. Here's the results. That's a pretty good group considering the power of this air rifle. When we first got the rifle in the studio, we noticed it came with this familiar scope rail that has given me problems in the past, and sure enough, it gave me those same problems this time. The best way to solve it is to remove this rail and simply mount the scope directly to the compression tube. Boom, your problems are gone. I'd really like to see Gamo come up with a better mounting system. There really is no need for this rail. In our next test, we checked out that new SAT smooth action trigger, and here's the results. I do have to say that this new SAT trigger group is a welcomed improvement over the older versions. Kudos to Gamo for listening to the air gunners out there and improving those triggers. In our results, we got an average trigger pull of 3 pounds, 11.3 ounces. Does the Silent Stalker live up to the legendary quietness of the original Whisper? Well, we think it does. We got a maximum loudness of 87.3 decibels in our test, and that puts the Silent Stalker Whisper in the low loudness category. I have to say, this is one of the quietest break barrel air rifles we've tested here on the show, and it's backyard friendly and you won't need any hearing protection. Folks, there is a lot to like about the .177 caliber Gamo Silent Stalker Whisper. It's very lightweight and deceptively powerful at the same time. That IGT power plant is easy to cock, and it provides a very smooth firing cycle. It won't take a set like a metal spring, and it's not sensitive to temperature. Well folks, honestly, the Silent Stalker Whisper from Gamo is a great little rifle. The only improvements I would like to see is a more robust way to mount that scope. I think it would be great for hunting very small game, also for target shooting and plinking quietly in the backyard thanks to the ND52 noise dampening system. For Airgun Reporter, my name is Paul Capello. Until next time, shoot safe and have fun. Please remember folks, air guns are not toys. Even the smallest calibers can cause serious injury if not used properly. And you should never, under any circumstance, point an air gun at a person. Parents, if you teach your children to shoot responsibly, they will have a lifetime of airgun enjoyment.